My name is Pat Mckeever from Meadow Cider, and you're on the Meadow farm, just outside Portadown, Kilmarerty. We started to grow the apples over 60 years ago on the home farm. Roughly 35 years ago, I took on the farm after my father passed away. We started to grow the apples, and then we diversified into making apple juice and cider, and then apple vinegar. Well, there's 28 acres on the home farm, but we grow roughly just over 100 acres. The older orchard that my daddy planted, there's roughly 80 to 100 trees to the acre. But since we have taken over, we have planted trees, and we have one orchard up to just over 1,000 trees to the acre. The average orchards are planted between 360 to maybe 400 trees to the acre. This year has been a very unusual year. April and May was very warm. A lot of apples were small at the start of the year. We were letting them hang on to get them to grow, and unfortunately, before we got to them, they have now started to drop off the trees. We'll have roughly over 15 to 1,700 tonne. Every year that can change. This is a massive crop this year, but unfortunately they won't all be gathered up. We have run out of time, and the apples have started to fall off the trees very quick this year. It all depends on the size of the apple. If they're in a good fruit, a good picker can average, may I say, roughly between 6 to 8 to maybe 9 bins a day. The average from 2,000 to say maybe 2,500 apples per bin. This is what a picker uses here to pick into. This goes over their shoulders, and they fill this and they use this into a bin. Maybe say 15, 17 kilos. All apples grown in County Armagh is different. Like our sweet apples mightn't have the nicest feature, but they have the taste. They have the real sugar content in them. We have about 10 different varieties, all different varieties through the orchards. The main apple is the PGI, the Bramley. That's your cooking apple. And the Bramley, you'll only get the Bramley in County Armagh and over in Kent. It's not grown anywhere else in Europe. The older orchard we have at home here, it's coming up in nearly 55 years of age. And we're now starting piece by piece, taking a bit of it out and replanting. We order the trees, it's roughly 2 years before you get them. And then when you put them in, you're talking roughly 3 to 4 years before you get a nice crop of apples off them. I go to local schools before harvest and I'll bring juice, and we chat with them about the process of crushing apples and all. And the children do love it because they do ask you plenty of questions. Mummies and daddies has them well tutored what to ask them, because some of them maybe know me and wanting to know pricing and wanting to know what tonnage. So you do really spruce it the way out, because they go back home and tell the daddies. Once the harvest is over, then we start pressing. We start to make our apple juice and our cider. So we start to bring in all the sweet apples. We do a blend with some of them and the Bramley. And we crush that. We add a champagne yeast, and that's set aside to ferment. And then we also keep a lot of the sweet apples, which we keep in the cold store. So which we will crush and bottle throughout from now till January, February for our bottles of apple juice. When we crush our grade outs, we can crush them and use them for the vinegar, and also the pomace off the back of the press. We send that to aerobic digester, so there's nothing wasted on the farm.